Hey guys, so I got this comment the other day under one of my videos and my mind rushed immediately to that old fairy tale called The Three Little Pigs. And since honestly I have no clue how to answer this question, I decided to do what one of my favorite movie characters would do, Mark Watney from the movie Martian, and that is...
I'm gonna have to science the shit out of this.
So today we are doing our very own version of The Three Little Pigs and testing 5 different wall types available in Project Zomboid. This is the Big Bad Zombie wall test. So the idea that I've had for this one was to set up 5 different workspaces where I will build 5 different types of walls with various different materials. And as you can probably see if you follow my videos, this is a brand new playthrough which I just prepared for the purpose of making this video, and I wanted to do it the right way without using too much debug mode, but I had to use debug mode later on because it became incredibly frustrating. I'm gonna explain why later. But like mentioned, we will be testing 5 different types of walls, one of them made of wooden planks, the other one made of logs. We'll also test bricks, stone walls, and the ones made with metal. And we will try to find the answers to the questions which one of these will be the most durable and how your skill level affects the durability of your structures. And I'm gonna be very honest guys, I was super surprised with the outcomes of this test, so stay till the end because I think you might be surprised as well. So before we actually begin the test, it's worth mentioning that unlike in the crafting menu, in the building menu, things like walls or furniture that you create, they come with different levels of advancement, which is directly linked to the skill level in the given craft, like carpentry. Now these levels are basic, advanced, and craftsman. And apart from the obvious physical appearance, they will also differ in statistics. So the higher the level, obviously the higher the durability. And we will start the test by building a full set of wooden walls and see how do they differ from one another. And with both wooden and also metal walls, these are 2-step builds. So first you need to set up a frame and only then you can kind of put the wall into the frame. But it's important to mention that the frame itself, it doesn't have any effect on the durability of the wall. So it doesn't matter if you build the frame at level 2 or you build it at level 10, the wall's durability will be directly linked to the type of wall and the skill level at which you've built the wall, not the frame. So that answers the question, partially answers the question that was posted in the comments. So starting the test with a wooden wall built at level 2 carpentry, not only does it look disgusting and I hate it, but you will also see that the total hit points of this wall are a mere 400, which is very low. Let's see how these walls perform at higher levels. The wall built at level 4, which is called the advanced wall, it does have a slightly improved physical appearance, still far from perfect. And in terms of hit points, at level 4 you're gonna get 630 hit points, more than 50% more than the build at level 2. And with the level 6 you get the craftsman type of wall, which not only looks good, but is also available for you to paint. So if you want to, build your own house and decor it inside, you need to go for at least level 6 because other walls do not have this possibility. In terms of hit points, another boost, as it gets 770 hit points. And finally, with carpentry maxed out to level 10, your advanced wall is going to reach 850 hit points. So that's the maximum you will be able to get out of this type of build. Okay, so now that we've gotten the wooden walls out of the way, let's talk about log walls. Probably the most primitive way of, building walls altogether. Also not very efficient because they are super heavy when it comes to material usage. And the thing that I've noticed while doing this test is that your carpentry level does not impact the durability of the log wall. So it doesn't matter if you build them at level 2 or at level 8, they will always have the exact same amount of hit points. And that amount is 400, so really low, lowest out of all the ones that I was testing. Okay, so let's move on to metal walls, and here the prerequisite is you need to hit welding level 3. And if you want to know how to get to level 3 in welding quickly, you need to check out the previous episode of the masterclass, which was fully dedicated to welding. Unlike with carpentry, the metal walls have only two levels, the basic and the craftsman. There is no advanced in between. And the basic metal wall, which you can make at level 3, gives you a total of 760 hit points. So your very basic metal wall is almost just as durable as really high-end wooden walls, if you want to compare the two. And I don't know how about you guys, but I used to play Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 a lot, and these metal walls kind of give me that wasteland vibe. And what happens at higher levels with metal walls? Well, first of all, I left the debug mode on because I was so frustrated with forgetting about recipes or materials, having to relaunch the game and debug and then relaunching again without debug. So I just figured, you know what, I'm gonna do it the easy way and leave debug mode on. So the craftsman metal wall, which you get at level 5, as you can see, it gets a total of 900 hit points, so this is our leader for now, and let's see what happens at higher levels and see how much incremental hit points we can add by adding more welding skill. And surprisingly, when you add additional skill level of welding, you only add 20 hit points. So here at welding level 6, the craftsman metal wall was sitting at 920, so if you do the math, you will come out to a conclusion that the maximum amount of hit points that you can get out of a metal wall at welding then is going to be 8,000. Still decent, but if you look at it from a different perspective, the incremental amount of hit points you are getting by skilling up welding is significantly lower than the incremental amount of hit points you're going to get from carpentry. Still, metal walls beat wooden walls. They are just not as, say, skill efficient. Okay, so we have masonry left, and unlike metalworking and carpentry, masonry is a single action build, so you don't need any frames, you just build these walls straight up. And similarly to metalworking, masonry, at least for now, has two levels of walls, so the basic and the craftsman. And the very basic wall you build at masonry level 2 gives you 640 hit points. Now the craftsman type of a brick wall opens up at masonry level 5, and just as I was plugging my welding tutorial, I do have a lesson on masonry as well. It's actually where this comment originated from, so if you have not seen that video, make sure to check it out. Link should be somewhere on the screen. And a level 5 craftsman brick wall comes with 850 hit points, and it looks really nice. So if I was personally going for something, I would probably go for this. And for brick walls, every additional level of masonry is going to translate into 70 extra hit points. So if we've got 850 at level 5, you're going to get 920 at level 6. And it goes all the way up to 1200 at maximum level of masonry for a brick wall, like seen on the screen. And finally, we've got the stone walls. Technically a more primitive version of a brick wall, but guys, this is something that blew my mind. Now, stone walls, just like log walls, they don't have levels. There is no basic stone wall or a craftsman stone wall. It's just a stone wall. And I was expecting that, just like with the log wall, the level of skill is not going to impact the durability of the wall. Well, I was wrong, especially considering that already level 2 gives you 800 hit points. A stone wall built at level 5 is actually worth 2000 hit points. So if you do the math, you are adding 400 hit points per each level of masonry while building stone walls. So yeah, I know all of you are now doing the calculations in your head. It's correct. At level 10, a stone wall is worth 4000 hit points. So yeah, good luck bringing your howitzers if you want to bring these babies down. It's incredible. And I'm not really sure what to think about this whole stonewall thing. I'm not sure if it's a bug, given that it's a new feature, or is it actually the way it's supposed to be. But yeah, if you're looking for a solid wall, impenetrable wall, you build stone walls. That's the verdict. So just to summarize in a nice, pleasant and visual way, everything that we've learned in today's video, here is a table for you guys where everything is nicely displayed. Now that I think of it, while finishing recording this video, I am having this feeling that this probably should have been an email instead of a meeting, But I had a lot of fun in recording this one for you guys, so I hope you don't mind. We've went through this entire process together. If you guys are wondering how was I able to check the health of the walls, this is a mod called Wall Health, created by a user named Kamer. I'm gonna link the mod in the description of the video. And that covers everything I've had planned for today's episode of the masterclass. I have plans for an episode related to glassmaking because I think it's a skill that's kind of unexplored by most of us up until now. This will probably release sometime near the weekend, and I am planning on creating a large multi-episode series related to combat, which I think might be interesting for some of you. Thanks for all the support you've guys shown me over the last couple of weeks. The amount of comments, likes, and new members of our small community is, pretty mind-blowing. And I wake up every day with a huge smile on my face. I hope you liked this one. I hope you will like the next episodes. Make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss them. But that's all I got for you today, guys. As always, I'm Gertrix. Cheers, guys.